It is Thursday night, and we are live for round number 3 of the Pierce Fleet Service Super Series for the Sim Auto Racing Association. Tonight, the Toxic Media Solutions 150 from Hickory Motor Speedway. I am Jeff White Jr., joined by Bill Tomer in the broadcast booth. And Bill, once again, open setups. They brought out 33 drivers trying to make 30 spots in the A main here at Hickory, and it is once again a stacked field of cars.
I mean, the fields that come out for this are insane, and we know some of the guys that missed the race, right? So they're really disappointed, but it's hard to be disappointed when you're losing to this group. I mean, this is a great field of cars, and Hickory puts on a different kind of race, Jeff. Lots of bumps on this racetrack. Ready to see some action tonight.
Yeah, as you said, the group of drivers that missed the show, Jason Warren, who just came off a Contender Series win last night, Robbie Keneally, and Colin Allman. I mean, just that's insane.
Yeah, those are some drivers, right? I mean, really good drivers. Guys that have been here, I think, every week. This actually, Colin Allman, this is his first week, didn't make the field. Keneally's been here. He's been in the races. He's a good driver, and they're not going to be here tonight. So it's just a tough field to make.
Well, we're getting a bit of a preview here. The Slate Model Stock at Hickory, the Cars Tour coming up this weekend, and we were expecting to have a few guys in the field tonight that are going to be racing in the Cars Tour. The only one that's here is Brett Suggs, and I guess the rest of them are getting their cars. Yeah, the rest of them are getting their cars ready.
Yeah, Cody Kelly not here in the field tonight. Had been in the races the previous couple weeks. Not here tonight, but Brett Suggs in the field. He has a pro late model he'll be running on Saturday at Hickory with Billy Cars Tour, so that's pretty cool. This was specifically scheduled, Jeff, by the Sim Auto Racing Association to be the week of the Cars Tour here at Hickory.
Yeah, right now, Brett Suggs, the only one in the field that will be racing on Saturday, but there are some drivers, the Kellys and Landon Huffman will all be there, and you might recognize those names.
Josh Parrish already in the chat, one of the ITZR drivers. He's saying good luck to the EPI boys. That's Elite Performance Industries cars tonight.
And looking at the point standings coming into tonight, Trevor Edwards, he is atop the standings right now. It's an 11-point gap over Ryan Kuhn and then Jacob Harberts, who won last week. And Jacob had some issues in qualifying, had to take a provisional to get into the field because he didn't get to complete a lap due to some technical issues. So Harbert's going to be starting deep in the field tonight if he wants to repeat.
That's tough, right? In this field?
Yeah, I mean, 30 cars here. You're going to be... The leaders are going to be on you. If you're starting deep in this field tonight, leaders are going to be on you almost immediately.
Waiting for the call to the grid, Jeff. Just kind of hanging out here.
Yeah, and it should be any second, I believe. Getting
excited for this race. I mean, I'm excited. I don't know about you. These are fun. And this 3 weeks straight, this has been fun. I enjoyed the Pierce Fleet Service Super Series here at the Sim Auto Racing Association. So this should be a fun night. I listen to the guys get all heated for this and hyped for it, and it kind of gets me like, I was just sitting listening to some guys talking to each other before this race. They got me excited.
Well, it's just, you can tell how frustrated they are. They get into the qualifying server and they're 32nd on the board and they're just like, I don't get it. I don't understand, you know? How do I go faster? I've been practicing all day and it's frustrating. It's so competitive that if you're just off a little bit, you're off a ton. But Bill, it is time to grid for the Toxic Media Solutions 150 laps tonight. They're going to have to run the same set of tires they start with. So again, tire strategy going to be huge tonight on the pole. And we should talk about how the system sets up, not an invert. It is based on an inverse of points for the top, I believe it's 8 drivers.
I believe it's the top 8 drivers, correct.
Cool. On the pole tonight in the number 6 machine, it's Spencer Dickinson. On the outside of him in the 13 car, it's Josh Cottle.
Dustin Mombercat's going to roll off P3 in the 116, and to his outside in the number 21, it's Kyle Eli.
Starting 5th tonight in the number 40 machine, it's Devin Landry. On the outside of him, your series points leader, the 32, Trevor Edwards.
Starting 7th in the 112. Last week, I believe he finished 2nd place to Jacob Harberts last week. That's Devin Morgan, and to his outside in the number 2. It's first time here in the series this season. That's Parker Retzlaff.
Starting tonight is the guy who sits second in the points. The 72, it's Ryan Kuhn. On the outside of him in the number 60 machine, it's Parker Traves.
Starting 11th in the 88 machine, that's Kyle Meyer. And to his outside in the number 18, they call him Mo, that's Cole Cabry.
Starting 13th tonight in the number 20 machine, it's Trayton Lapsevich. On the outside of him in the number 6, it's Joe Schaefer Jr.
Starting 15th in the number 97, it's Tyler DiVinanzo. And to his outside in the number 10, as the cars get rolling around here on the outside, it's the number 10 of Cameron Hamilton.
Starting 17th tonight in the number 91 machine, it's Dylan Bates. On the outside of him in the 07, making his first start this season, it's Kyle Martinson.
Starting 19th in the number 16, it's Daniel Pope. And to his outside in the number 33, we talked about him, Jeff, racing his pro late model this weekend in the car store. It's Brett Suggs.
Justin Laxton will roll off 21st tonight in the number 53 machine. On the outside of him in the 65, it'll be Aaron Abendroth.
Aaron Johnson's going to roll off P23 in the number 78, and to his outside in the number 8, that's John Wallette.
Starting 25th tonight in the number 13, it's Guillaume 14. On the outside of him in the number 1 machine, it's former series champion Alex McCollum.
Starting 27th in the number 7, it's Kyle Souza, and to his outside in the number 66, it's Eric Tracy.
And then starting in the last row tonight, the number 80 machine, Jacob Harbert's coming off a win last week. He'll start 29th. And on the outside of him, your final starter in tonight's Field of Zero car, that's Matt Rolfe. $30 cars, Bill, and you can see them even just under caution. They're wrapped halfway around the racetrack, so it's going to be tough. These guys are going to want to get down in line as the pace car is heading off the racetrack right now. Spencer Dickinson in control for this start, and we are green flag racing the Toxic Media Solutions 150.
So what's it going to be, Jeff? Do you race hard or do you save? How do you play this?
I think tire saving, it's 150 laps, is a little bit longer than we saw in the ITZR race. We only went 125, and tire management ended up being key in our Monday night series. So I think you're going to have to save a little tire, but some of these drivers like Alex McCollum, how much can you save back there and still gain track position? It's going to be tough.
So the cars up front starting to single file out. Here's Ryan Kuhn to the bottom. He's going to challenge Trevor Edwards. That's a battle for 7th. Kuhn not able to take the spot. Trevor Edwards will stay in 7th. Parker Retzlaff there in the 2. He's running 9th.
Devin Morgan putting the pressure on Kyle Eli for the 5th position. And in front of them, Devin Landry, he's trying to get underneath Dustin Mombercat. Mombercat really runs 3rd.
Devin Morgan to the inside of Kyle Eli. That's a battle for the 5th position. Morgan will go by. Here comes Trevor Edwards in the 32. He will be alongside Eli as well. Slot Eli back to the 7th spot. Trevor Edwards up to 6th.
In front of them, Devin Landry did make the move around Dustin Mombercat, so Landry's up into the 3rd spot. And last week, Landry, he jumped to the front early. He ran in the top 5 most of the night, but he just used up a little too much tire. And at the end of the race, he had nothing left. He fell deep into the field at the end of the race. Out front, it's all Spencer Dickinson, who's opened up about 0.6 of a second, nearly 0.7 of a second over Josh Cottle. And now he's extended that 0.2 of a second that lap. So Spencer Dickinson putting in a pace right now. Cottle runs 2nd in front of Landry. Mombercat and Devin Morgan. Morgan, your quick time qualifier tonight. That's the Matthew Designs Pole Award that he picked up earlier tonight. Trevor Edwards, your points leader behind him in 6th position. Kyle Eli, Ryan Kuhn, Kyle Meyer, and Trayton Lapsevich, your top 10.
Parker Retzlaff under fire, Jeff. He slipped back. We saw him in the 9th position. He has slipped back all the way to 15th. Here comes Kyle Martinson in the 07. A whole group of cars. Parker Traves, Dylan Bates, Cole Cabry, they've all gone by. There goes Kyle Martinson. Those are all teammates right there running nose to tail, 4 of them. And now Parker Retzlaff all the way back to the 16th position in the number 2.
Yeah, Retzlaff falling from 8th to 16th. But again, probably tire strategy at this point. But it's a question of how deep into the field do you want to put yourself as Parker Retzlaff slides back into the 16th spot. Matt Rolfe on the move as he goes around Aaron Abendroth. He's going to bring Eric Tracy along with him. This is a battle for 25th on the racetrack right now. Derek Tracy goes around Aaron Abendroth. And Bill, we're on lap 13, and Spencer Dickinson, he can start to see the back end of the field now. So these drivers, Guillaume 14 and John Ouellette, who are running at the back of the field, they're going to start seeing the leader, and they're going to start having to pick up the pace.
14 was just trying to look around all that there as they are running in the 29th and 30th positions. We'll see if we catch a glimpse of your leader just at the top of your screen. Probably covered by the ticker there, Jeff. Probably couldn't see him. Eric Tracy just made a move on Matt Rolfe. Here comes Aaron Abendroth to the inside.
Yeah, Rolfe had just gotten around Abendroth, and now Eric Tracy makes the move and opens up the door for Aaron to go back by Matt Rolfe. And now we got trouble on the back straightaway. That's Justin Laxton around. It's several cars going to get involved. I see Cam Hamilton. It looks like Alex McCollum is involved. And in last week's winner, Jacob Harbert's also involved in this.
And Cam Hamilton ended up on the hood of Alex McCollum. Lap 17, your first caution. Let's see if we can figure out what happened to these drivers as they had issues coming off of turn 2. I think it started with Cameron Hamilton.
Yeah, Hamilton and Laxton. It looked like Hamilton just got in the back of Justin Laxton. That was 19th spot right there. Cam Hamilton gets into the back of him, gets him turned around, and then cars behind him just nowhere to go.
You can see.
Looks like Aaron
Johnson got into that one, yeah.
Daniel Pope had to basically stop on the racetrack along with Eric Tracy. Looked like Abendroth also came to a stop, maybe got a little damage there. And Bill, the trouble is a lot of these drivers lost a lap as the field passed them by. So Daniel Pope went a lap down just trying to get through the wreck. Alex McCollum is now a lap down. Cameron Hamilton a lap down. Harberts has lost a lap.
Last week's winner, Jacob Harberts, goes down a lap early.
That is a tough way to start the race tonight. Coming in, I would assume he came in with a lot of confidence tonight, and it's not off to a great start.
Now, we won't talk about the rule that we have, Jeff, that would help some of those guys out. But
yeah,
unfortunately here, you see Daniel Pope going to go down pit lane as he was caught a lap down. So he's trying to figure out if there's any damage on the 16, get all that fixed up.
Yeah, and it's a tough situation, especially in the Super Series. You don't expect a lot of cautions because these are such high caliber drivers, and there tends to be such long green flag runs in this series that you don't expect that there's going to be enough cautions to get all of you back on the lead lap.
Yeah, that's going to be tough for those drivers that got trapped a lap down. I'm not sure if Daniel Pope's going to make it out. He was in there quite a while. He does. He gets out before the pace car, so he will stay one lap down. That's going to be 4 cars trapped a lap. Alex McCollum, Jacob Harberts, Cameron Hamilton, Daniel Pope, 27th, 28th, 29th, and 30th, all trapped a lap down.
So the field is doubled up. We're going to go back to green flag racing on lap 23 as the pace car is going to head off the racetrack. Spencer Dickinson on the lead. He gets to control this restart. He is off and away. Josh Cottle on the outside, and Cottle's already under fire from Devin Landry in the 40 machine. Landry is looking for second down the back straightaway.
Landry going to clear Cottle. Now Cottle's going to come under fire from Dustin Monmarquette. Monmarquette on the bottom through 1 and 2. Cottle stuck on the outside. Not a place you want to be in Hickory. This car does a little bit better than the Super. You can kind of battle back on the high side, but not enough to stay with the car below you. Here comes Devin Morgan as well in the 112. He's going to try to capitalize on that opportunity.
Devin Landry absolutely reeled in your leader, Spencer Dickinson, and it's similar to what I saw last week with Landry. He is out of the gate one of the fastest cars on the racetrack, and he is looking for the lead down the back straightaway. He dips underneath the 6. Spencer Dickinson gonna give him the room, and right now Landry gonna try to take it at the line. It's still Spencer Dickinson, your leader.
Side by side down the back straightaway. Dickinson fighting hard on the top side. Not able to hold him off. Devin Landry to the point in the 40 car.
So Devin Landry, your new leader on lap 28 of this one, leads his first laps of the race. Spencer Dickinson falls back to second. Dustin Monmarquette now runs third. Josh Cottle is up to 4th. And Trevor Edwards as well has gotten around Devin Morgan. So move Edwards up to 5th. And Bill, that's 3 shop cars sitting right there in the top 6. Top 5, actually.
A little bit farther back, Jeff Parker Traves just went around Kyle Eli for 9th place. Here comes Dylan Bates in the 91. He's going to make the move as well. Move Bates up to 10th. Kyle Eli back to 11th. Cole Cabrey sitting there. He's also looking in the 18. Cole Cabrey changed his rim color this week, Jeff. Red rims on the 18 this week. I guess you call them wheels if you're young.
Yeah. Well, Cole Cabrey coming off a win on Monday night in the ITZR series, so a lot of confidence there as well. He seems like he's kind of figured something out with this car, as your top 3 drivers now are under a blanket. Devin Landry leads, Spencer Dickinson and Dustin Monmarquette. The top 3 starting to pull away from Josh Cottle a bit. So right now it's a battle of who wants to get to the front and get control of this race. And right now Devin Landry's done so.
Jeff Parker Retzlaff. I don't know if he's gotten the memo. These guys have figured out a few things about this race car recently, and ultra saving doesn't seem to be the thing. Oh, and Guillaume 14 just got up in the wall by himself in the 13 car. Guillaume running 23rd, but back to Parker Retzlaff. He has dropped all the way to 21st, Jeff, in the 2 car.
Yeah, he is falling deep into the field, and it'll be interesting to see if he can make this up later in the race. I'm also kind of keeping an eye on this battle for the first car 1 lap down, as Jacob Harbert and Daniel Pope have been dueling it out to be that first car a lap down in case this caution does come at some point here, that they would get their lap back. And it could be very important. This next caution, it could be the last caution for quite a while, so as soon as you get one, you need to be in that lucky dog spot. And it's a battle right now between Harbert, Pope, and Cam Hamilton, Alex McCollum as well.
John Wallett and Eric Tracy, they're going to battle for 22nd position. And Kyle Souza way up the racetrack in the number 7 car through turns 1 and 2. You know, Jeff, I said that it really hasn't been a situation where you want to ultra save, but we did watch Brett Suggs last week at South Boston do some ridiculous saving in the 33 car. And,
yeah,
then had a top 5 run.
Yeah, the issue was Brett just kind of ran out of time and got involved in some incidents.
Right.
Dustin Monmarquette goes around Spencer Dickinson for the 2nd spot to move Monmarquette up to 2nd. Dickinson now falls back to 3rd, and here comes Josh Cottle. Cottle has closed the gap on your top 3. Trevor Edwards runs 5th with your quick qualifier Devin Morgan back there in the 6th spot. Trayton Lapsevich runs 7th. Tyler DeVinanzo runs 8th. 9th is Parker Traves. 10th goes to Dylan Bates at the moment. Cole Cabrey, Kyle Eli, Kyle Martinson, Joe Schaefer, and Kyle Meyer, your top 15.
There's a huge gap, Jeff. I believe, so we figure out where it is. It's behind Tyler DiVinanzo, back to Parker Traves. Now the guys up in front, they are absolutely on it. They're running 14 2s, 14 3s. The guys from 9th on back, they're running 14 4s. So the tire savings starts with Parker Traves there in 9th.
Well, the battle has started for 3rd, as now Josh Cottle has caught Dickinson, and now he's making the move. He's going to go for 2nd. Reno Long, his shop teammate Trevor Edwards in an Elite Performance Industries machine, he's going to take over the 4th spot. Now here comes Devin Morgan. So Morgan going to move up into 5th, put Dickinson all the way back to 6th.
We'd also seen a battle on the racetrack more towards the middle of the field. Those guys are all single file out back there, but they're all kind of stacked up behind Traves. Traves kind of pulling a train right now, Jeff, in the 60 car. We'll see if we can get a good shot of, here we are, down the front straight. We can see all the cars packed up behind him, just following him in line like they're at Daytona. And Traves is about, what would you say, Jeff, about 3 seconds right now behind Tyler DiVinanzo in 8th?
Yeah, he's kind of built a gap there between them, and he does have a couple teammates right behind him, so no pressure. And it doesn't seem like anybody's really in a hurry in this group, so they seem content to ride around right now. And as I say that, now some movement starting to happen right in front of Matt Rolfe. That's Aaron Johnson on the move. Kyle Eli as well jumped to the inside of Joe Schaefer.
Eli looks like he's kind of backing it up right now. Schaefer's going to take that position, so move Schaefer up to 12th. Kyle Eli on the outside. That looked like fighter planes, Jeff. All of a sudden they were like break, and they all went they all went too wide.
Well, I think there might have been a bit of a stack up, and I think that actually kind of set off some passing, just guys trying not to run to the back of other people. They decided, hey, you know what, I'll just jump to the bottom and make a pass here, as Aaron Johnson still trying to get it underneath Kyle Eli there. Takes a look underneath the inside of him, can't quite get there.
It's actually Kyle Meyer.
Kyle Meyer, there's such similar looking cars.
Aaron Johnson is almost identical race car right behind him. It's like they flipped a couple colors, but those cars are really, really similar.
Brett Suggs and Ryan Kuhn battling, and this is a battle way back in the 19th spot. And how often do you say that? Ryan Kuhn running 19th on the racetrack.
Yeah, and Brett Suggs on the outside now. There's Parker Retzlaff. I've been kind of chronicling Parker Retzlaff's fall. Say that 5 times fast. His fall through the field in that number 2 car. He had fallen all the way back to 21st place. Now he's back to 20th. About 96 laps, 95 laps to go in this race. Let's see when he decides to turn it up. He had plenty of speed in qualifying. I would imagine he's just saving tires.
AJ Rogers in the chat and said he had a softball game for the kids tonight. Couldn't make it, but hopefully AJ will be back next week. Actually, take that back. Next week is an off week for this series, the Pierce Fleet Service Super Series. So we'll be back on May 4th at Southern National.
Battle starting to heat up for the lead, Jeff. Dustin Mombercat has run down Devin Landry and is close to the back bumper. So I wonder if it's a matter of time before Mombercat gets aggressive.
Still a lot of battling going on further in the back, as Aaron Johnson did get around the 88 of Kyle Meyer. Ryan Kuhn also making a move around Kyle Souza. He's going to bring Retzlaff with him to move Kuhn up into the 18th position now.
Still got that train though, Jeff. Dylan Bates following partner Traves. Oh, Cavery's there as well. Then you've got the 6 car. That's Joe Schaefer Jr. And now you got a battle. You got Aaron Johnson. Aaron Johnson looking to get around. Well, Aaron Johnson the inside of his teammate. That's Kyle Meyer, but I think he was looking to get around Kyle Eli. Eli shut the door. Aaron Johnson was able to make the move. And here comes Matt Rolfe. Matt Rolfe to the inside of Kyle Meyer. A lot of Kyles in the race.
Yeah.
Kyle Martin sits right behind him.
Matt Rolfe now into the top 15 is Ryan Kuhn also making a move as Kyle Martinson up the racetrack. Here comes Retzlaff. Retzlaff just kind of following Ryan Kuhn back up near the front.
Not a bad idea. Ryan Kuhn obviously knows how to race around most of the racetracks. I would say all the racetracks on iRacing.
Looking at that Jeff Pye Jr. Art Hard Charger Award, Aaron Johnson is up from 23rd to 14th. Matt Rolfe started 30th. He is up to 15th, so he's passed half the field so far.
Kyle Souza just made a move on Kyle Martinson. Martinson up the racetrack. Brett Suggs went through. Here comes Jacob Harberts in the 80. Jacob Harberts still a lap down. He is the first car a lap down in that 80 car, right behind him.
Alex McCollum just hit pit road, and I think he might be done. He just went his second lap down.
Oh.
And I think Alex might be calling it a night.
Tough break. Your leaders, Jeff, are about to get into traffic. Devin Landry within a half a straightaway away from Aaron Abendroth, which is the tail of the field. And that whole train of cars we've been talking about, Jeff, that's in front of Aaron Abendroth.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is going to be a situation we talked about. All of a sudden, the intensity is going to start to pick up for these guys near the back of the field as they realize, hey, I'm going to go a lap down, and my race could be over if I don't get on the move right now. And I think I'm already starting to see it. Cam Hamilton getting under Eric Tracy. Looked like Brett Suggs was really going after Kyle Souza as well. So all of a sudden, the intensity's picking up. These guys realize, hey, I got to pick up the pace here.
And we've seen this before. When the leaders start to come through, the pack gets wild.
Yeah, all of a sudden it's go time at the rear of the field, and we're starting to see that now. The drivers are starting to pick up the pace. As here comes Justin Laxton now trying to get around Eric Tracy, and that's a battle for 23rd. As now Devin Landry, he is within touch of the rear of the field. first car Landry is going to get to is the 65 of Aaron Abidroth. Abidroth's going to move out of the way, let Devin Landry go, and Bill right in front of them. They are too wide as they are starting to move. John Ouellette now realizes, hey, I got to go. I'm the next car to go a lap down. He's going to try to get around Eric Tracy here.
And this is starting to get crazy. People getting really nervous seeing those leaders appear in their mirror.
And if you're Devin Landry, it makes you nervous when you start seeing them race hard right in front of you as well. So Landry, I mean, he's got to be concerned that these guys are going to start getting side by side, and it's going to start cutting into his lead. Landry out front as we are just one lap away from the halfway mark of this race. Only one caution, and this has gone green at quite a ways now. Dustin Marquette runs second, Josh Cotwell third, Devin Morgan fourth, Trevor Edwards fifth, Trayton Lapsevich, Taylor DiVinanzo, Spencer Dickinson, Parker Traves, and Dylan Bates, your top 10. Bill, last time by, Eric Tracy, who is sitting in the 25th spot, the last car on the lead lap, he ran faster than the leader did last time. So these guys in the back all of a sudden have picked up the pace.
They're on it, Jeff. We got to go. We got to go.
And the problem is you're seeing Eric Tracy, he's just got nowhere to go. There's cars in front of him. They're battling hard for position as Guillaume 14 trying to get around Justin Laxton. And that's causing a little bit of stack up. Here comes Johnny Ouellette, going to dive to the inside, makes contact with Guillaume. They're going to get together, and the 13's going to get in the wall. Eric Tracy's going to slip by. Here comes your leader, Devin Landry. He's stuck in the middle of all of this.
Oh, my goodness. Guillaume 14 almost got into the back of John Ouellette. Guillaume does not look happy right now in the 13 car. And Devin Landry right there. Momberket there in the 16.
And Momberket kind of stuck here as Landry got clear, but Momberket was not able to. Caught the 8 on corner exit. That cost him some time there. Now he finally clears John Ouellette.
Wow, and Ouellette dove down in front of Josh Cottle. Cottle tried to find his way around him. Now Cottle's going to dive down through 3 and 4. Here comes Devin Morgan in the 112. Guillaume 14 is falling in behind Devin Morgan. You said it, Jeff. Those cars in the rear, they started picking up the pace. They were running the pace of these leaders. So it's not easy to lap these guys.
No, absolutely not. And you can see Cottle just cannot quite get around the 8. They're going to make contact. And Cottle finally gets clear, but that cost him a ton of time as well. Look at the gap that's built up to second place runner Dustin Marquette now.
He might have to change his uniform after the race after that. When the car started to turn right, I thought, please don't put a leader into the wall, and Ouellette was able to get off of his right side.
Well, 23 cars left on the lead lap. That's Eric Tracy, the last car on the lead lap. Devin Landry is right there on him. So Landry's got right there with Eric Tracy and Justin Laxton. And Tracy now going to make the move right in front of your leader. He's going to go for that spot, try to put Justin Laxton, the last car on the lead lap.
Laxton's thinking, really? You're going to push me up the hill with the leader right there? There's nothing I can do to defend it now.
Well, Landry's going to take that opportunity to try to get underneath them as well, and he goes by. Here comes Dustin Marquette. Now Laxton can finally get down in line.
I mean, we have a lot of cars on the racetrack, Jeff. There is still a gap, though. Spencer Dickinson in the 6 is running in 8th place. It is a 4-second gap. And here's what they were looking for. There was a 4-second gap back to, say, Cameron Hamilton had an issue on the back straightaway. Probably going to go a lap down here. But there was a 4-second gap behind Spencer Dickinson to Parker Traves. So that whole group was still saving tires, Jeff. This is going to be interesting now with just over 60 laps to go.
Yeah, we were deep into this race, just past halfway, and Cameron Hamilton got together with Kyle Souza going into turn 1. It wasn't a huge contact, and it really wasn't much of a spin for Cameron Hamilton. He got it sideways, got down into the grass, gathered it up, but a quick yellow there. I think our flagman was ready to bunch this field back up.
Maybe you need to talk to him again. You are race control. Oh, no, not tonight, you're not.
Not tonight. Tonight, I just announced.
That's right. Yeah, you're right. Cameron Hamilton ended up in the grass pretty quickly. And the flagman.
It kind of reminds me of those. It kind of reminds me of like a NASCAR race when you get a long green flag run and the first sign of anything possibly going wrong, the yellow comes out.
Yeah, bunch the fuel back up. It's all good now.
Oh, and Cam Hamilton just smashed the inside barriers trying to get to pit road.
That's not good.
No, his night has just gone from bad to worse, and because I think he just ended his race.
Let's see if we can see what happened to Cameron Hamilton as he tried to get. Oh no.
And I'm sorry for Cam for putting this on the broadcast because I think he's going to be embarrassed by this later.
You know what? I think Cam, knowing him, was probably just thinking, "I'm done." That was not. I think he could have easily avoided what happened here. He throttles into it, Jeff. That was him ending his car.
Okay.
He was the frustration level had gone through the roof with the 10 car, and it was game over.
Well, I think Cameron Hamilton going to end up 29th tonight. It looks like Alex McCollum is officially out of this race, going to finish 30th. So kind of a surprise there. I mean, Alex, he struggled in qualifying. He looked like he was struggling in practice as well, and it just did not go well here at Hickory for Alex McCollum, and now Cameron Hamilton as well, going to finish 29th. 28 cars still running, 23 on the lead lap. And I believe it was Justin Laxton that got the lucky dog that time as we get double file, ready to go green flag racing. Devin Landry, Dustin Monmarquette on the front row for this restart lap 94. Landry is already on the loud pedal. He is gone, and he's going to be clear of Monmarquette at the line.
Best race on the racetrack is that one for third right now. Josh Cottle to the inside of Devin Morgan.
Matthew Designs Fast Time Award on the outside on the 112. That's Devin Morgan trying to move forward. He started 7th tonight, trying to get around Cottle, and he's doing it so on the outside. And now the 13 going to try to battle back.
Side-by-side racing. We don't see this very often.
Trying to get away, and these guys battle for third side by side. It's allowing your top two to start to drive away. Now the 13 looks like he might be clear of Morgan. Now Devin Rogers can be under attack from Trevor Edwards in the 32. Devin Morgan's in a tight spot here. He is on the outside, and there is no spot in line. If you look even further back into the field, there's nowhere to fall in right now.
And we call it the sucker hole for a reason, Jeff. To his inside, Trayton Lapsovich. He's going to try to take the position now. He'll move up to 5th. Devin Morgan still stuck on the outside. Just cannot find his way down, and it is not the fast way around as long as you can't find a hole. Now he might have one between DiVinanzo. Nope, DiVinanzo's going to close the door down into turn number 3. He'll look to the inside of Devin Morgan.
Well, Morgan's going to try to make it work, and he does. He gets down, and I think the 97 car had to cut him a little bit of a break, and now it's going to open up the door for Parker Traves to dive under him as the caution waves. Trouble in the back of the field. Justin Laxton and Aaron Avendroth got together, and Laxton is around in turn 1.
Oh, it's one of those stack-up situations we've seen many times. Especially with this car.
Yeah, it was right at the end of the field, and we've seen it. We call it the accordion effect, and one guy stops or has to slow down, and everybody else has to check up, and it's always the last car in line that they can't see what's happening.
It's these giant spoilers. See if we can get into Aaron Avendroth's view.
Grant Brown in the chat, and he is hashtag Super Series Spike, and I can't remember somebody's nickname is Spike. Do you remember who it is?
Nope.
Maybe you can fill us in.
All I can remember is the one we have on Monday nights, or is it Tuesday nights, that I can't deal with.
Well, Guillaume 14 going to get the lucky dog here, so he'll be back on the lead lap in the 23rd position. Spencer Dickinson, that's Spike.
That's right.
Tyler Payne, Grant Brown, and Blake Thronberg all jumped in there to let us know.
I don't hate that one. The other one that we have to deal with, I'm not a fan. I don't say deal with. I don't mind the driver, but the name is not. But Spike, Spencer Dickinson, I can deal with that. He's falling back, by the way, Jeff.
Well, while we're under this caution and pace car lights are out, so I'll do this quickly. Toxic Media Solution is built on giving every racer quality, affordable paint schemes and graphic designs for signs, posters, social media, and more, as well as priding themselves in creating paints with a reasonable turnaround time. Check them out on Facebook. Toxic Media Solutions. Pace car lights are out. Devin Landry, Dustin Monberquette, going to do it again here. Lap 106 restart. We are within 50 to go. Landry clear once again on Monberquette. Now Josh Cottle going to send it off into turn 1. Gets to the inside of Monberquette. Monberquette had to react to it. And now got him up the racetrack. And that's going to open up the door for Trevor Edwards as well. So the Shop Boys battling hard for second.
Trevor Edwards to the inside of Monberquette. 2raceepi.com cars. Trevor Edwards going to win that battle. Monberquette on the outside. Cannot defend. Now here comes Lapsovich to the inside of the number 20. Lapsovich going to try to take away the fourth spot. Then you got cars side by side behind them.
Three wide further back with Ryan Kuhn and Kyle Eli. Kuhn got loose off turn 2. Had to make a big save. And then just stacked everybody up as now Joe Schaefer is 3 wide in the middle. Brett Suggs is sideways after contact with Kyle Meyer.
Oh, they're still making contact. Trayton Lapsovich came off the wall just a little bit there. Joe Schaefer made contact with Brett Suggs, and we go yellow. And unbelievably enough, it wasn't for those guys that were 3 wide.
It was Aaron Abendroth and Guillaume 14. Guillaume just got the lucky dog. Now Aaron Abendroth is turning around backwards on turn 2, and he is going to lose a lap here.
Now, this one looks like... Oh, Aaron might have gotten a little loose in turns 1 and 2. I think he tried not to get into Laxton again. Aaron looks like he has a pretty fast race car.
Yeah, almost identical situation, except this time Aaron got on the binders not to hit Laxton, and then he got turned around.
That car got sideways in the middle of the corner, and his teammate. His teammate got in the back of him.
And Bill, I should mention the teams here in the SARA Super Series, very important because there is 18 points. So your highest scoring driver gets to collect points for the night. And right now the Shop out front, but you know, their number 1 bullet, Alex McCollum, out of this race early. So they're going to rely on Josh Cottle here, who's running second. But I mean, they got 3 cars in the top 5. They've got a lot to choose from right now. They are currently leading the team points. The 16 XCI boys, second in points, and their highest running car is Cole Cabrey, currently sitting in 8th.
And that is the Davis Chassis Works Team Championship.
And the team that sits 3rd in the standings coming into the night, not here, because those boys are prepping their real cars for Hickory this weekend, and the Kelly Racing Bros going to lose quite a bit of position here in the team points tonight.
Is that the official name, the Bros?
It's Kelly Racing. I like Kelly Bros. The Bros. Well, Jacob Harberts just got his lap back, so he will be back on the lead lap in the 24th position. But now, I mean, time is run out for Harberts now. It's going to be all out from here as he needs to try to get his way to the front. But looking for the repeat tonight, not looking good for Jacob Harberts as the field is stacked up once again. Pace car going to head off the racetrack. Devin Landry now with Josh Cottle on the outside. Landry once again going earlier than everyone expected, and that's going to catch Cottle a little off guard, but he does get down in front of Trevor Edwards.
Now the guy that has the issue is now Trayton Lapsovich as he's stuck on the outside. Trevor Edwards to the bottom. Here comes Dustin Monberquette. Monberquette able to rally after being in the sucker hole the last restart. He's up to 4th now, or almost up to 4th. Here comes Devin Morgan. Devin Morgan's been spending a lot of time right around the top. Oh, you see that? Monberquette got a little loose off of turn 2. That's going to give Lapsovich the opportunity to get down in 4th. Wow, big stack up. Oh,
Caution in the back of the field. Kyle Souza involved. It looked like, I think I see Aaron Avendroth possibly again. Kyle Martinson involved. And that's going to bring out the caution on lap 117.
All right. Looks like this one might have started with Martinson, Jeff.
Actually, Eric Tracy, I think, started right around the 18th or 17th position.
Well, Tracy spins, and I think Martinson gets on the binders a little bit just to avoid him, and then gets right.
Martinson jumps from the bottom to the top to avoid Eric Tracy, and Kyle Meyer is just right there, and he kind of just jumps across the nose of Kyle Meyer.
Let's take a look. Eric Tracy, and it looks like Aaron Johnson make contact off of 2. That's the beginning of this.
Yeah, they were 3 wide with Brett Suggs on the outside.
Looked like Aaron Johnson kind of drove down on top of Eric Tracy. Tracy was really on the extreme inside here. 3 wide at Hickory. How you doing?
Yeah.
We got some big action that happened just a little bit farther back. We'll take a look at this. I know Kyle Souza was caught on this one. He gets pretty airborne, I believe, on the inside wall. So he gets caught in the second part of this incident. Right here.
Yeah. Matt Rolfe also involved there. You see Matt, just track was blocked there. Ooh, and yeah, Kyle Souza took a big shot.
Not good for Kyle Souza.
Well, pace car lights are out again, and you're going back to green flag racing with about 27 laps to go. Devin Landry out front with Josh Cottle, Trevor Edwards, Trayton Lapsevich, and now Dustin Monberquette in the 5th position. Devin Morgan runs 6th. And we're going to go back green flag racing once again. Landry again well clear of the 13 machine and into turn 1. The top 3 are going to be single file. Monberquette and Lapsevich going to battle again for 4th. Bill, right behind Parker Traves, Ryan Kuhn is now up to the 8th position. And we saw Ryan back in about 20th a little bit ago. So the 72 machine has found his way through traffic, and he is now in the top 10.
He's on the move. Dylan Bates is there as well. Parker Traves on the move. We saw him. Not really on the. He's on the move, but we saw him saving tires for a long time. Looks like Traves is finally on it as we're down to about 25 laps remaining in this 150 lap race.
Yeah, Traves does clear Devin Morgan, so move Parker up to 6th. Now here comes Ryan Kuhn, going to try to go around your fast qualifiers. The 112 stuck on the outside. Can he get down before Dylan Bates gets there? And it doesn't look like it.
He did.
Now he does.
That's going to stack up some cars behind him.
Yeah, trouble for the 97. He's up the racetrack. He's going to lose a spot to Kyle Eli. Now he's going to lose multiple positions.
Steven Anzo. Steven Anzo was just playing inside the top 10, and he's all the way back to 18th in that 97 car.
We got a battle going on for the 2nd spot as Josh Cottle got up the racetrack. That opens up the door for 3 cars to go around Cottle, so he just went from 2nd to 5th, and that just let Devin Landry get away. Parker Traves under fire from Ryan Kuhn for the 6th position.
Ryan Kuhn on the move. He did some tire saving early. Now he's on the throttle. Ryan Kuhn looking for the 6th spot. Parker Traves will go up the hill. He might be in the sucker hole. Here comes Devin Morgan, and Dylan Bates got really sideways off the corner. Colt Cabry had to avoid, and he got spun.
Cole Cabry goes around the caution waves here on lap 130. And the 18 machine around backwards.
Yeah, Dylan Bates just got on the throttle in the 91 car. The car stepped out on him. Cole Cabry had to back up, and Parker Retzlaff just could not react. You see Cole Cabry have to stop, and Retzlaff just jacks up the 18 car. Nothing he could do. He couldn't see what was going on in front of Cole Cabry.
Yeah, that's a situation, especially that late. I mean, they are on the straightaway. So Parker Retzlaff, he's full throttle at that point. The 18 checks up, and you just do not expect a car to lift coming off the corner.
I mean, you can see the absolute step out from Dylan Bates, but watch it from Cole's cockpit. This is going to be truly unfortunate. You can just hear him, just that slight lift.
And that's a sign that the tires are starting to go away on these cars. I mean, we're 130 laps on the same set now. And you hear about it from these guys. It's a management of the right rear tire. Once you start sliding the right rear, it starts wearing out. Then it loses grip. It gets loose. And we're starting to see it. These guys that are pushing hard right now are starting to lose grip on the right rear. So Devin Landry out front of Trevor Edwards, Trayton Lapsevich, Dustin Marquette, Josh Cottle, Ryan Kuhn, Parker Traves, Devin Morgan, Dylan Bates, and now Parker Retzlaff into the top 10. Brett Suggs running 11th and in contention for the Jeff By Jr. Art Hard Charger Award. Kyle Eli 12th, Spencer Dickinson 13th, Matt Rolfe 14th, Kyle Meyer 15th.
Let's talk a minute about what Devin Landry's been able to do.
Yeah, well, we've seen this strategy play out. It's get to the front, control the race, and that's what Devin Landry did tonight. And once it's a different story than what happened with him last week, where he got into the top 5 and then ran out of tire. Well, right now he's getting control of these starts and these restarts, and he's building gaps early. And he has gone once again, going to be clear of Trevor Edwards, and he's going to let him battle for second behind him. And Lapsevich got hit, and now we're going to have a big stack up down the back straightaway as Parker Traves goes around. Quick caution here as they hit the back straightaway. Parker Traves, the car in front of him just, I don't know if the car stopped or I think he got into, Josh Cottle got into the back of Trayton Lapsevich. Cottle had to lift to let Lapsevich gather it up, and then he just kind of got ran over by the rest of the field.
Wow. Wow. Heartbreak for Parker Traves.
Bill, I think, I'm just looking at this replay. I think we need an onboard of Brett Suggs and how he gets through this wreck.
Can do, Jim. If you guys agree that we need an onboard of Brett Suggs, let us know in the chat. Here we go. Brett Suggs on board.
I mean, he's just ducking and dodging everything there.
Oh, Jeff, that wasn't as exciting as it could have been. Let's watch it from a different angle here. Brett Suggs.
You got a roof cam. The roof cam might be a good look at it.
I want to see how Parker Retzlaff puts himself into the wall. He actually went to the wall to avoid this.
Yeah, there wasn't much of a gap there. He threaded the needle between the wall and the car spinning.
Oh, yeah.
So Josh Cottle going to go to the rear of the field, claim that caution. So Devin Landry, Trevor Edwards, Dustin Marquette, now Trayton Lapsevich will hold on to the 4th spot. Ryan Kuhn is now 5th. Devin Morgan 6th. Dylan Bates, Parker Retzlaff, Brett Suggs 9th, and now Kyle Eli into the top 10. Bill the Phil going to get double file here. Pace car lights are out, and now we are within 10 to go. It is time to use up every last bit of tire that you have.
It's go time.
Yeah, and those shop boys going to try to gain up here on Devin Landry, Trevor Edwards on the outside, Dustin Marquette behind him, Trayton Lapsevich in 4th. We are green flag racing. Edwards trying to get to the bottom. It looked like he might have missed the start or missed a shift or something and didn't quite get to the bottom as quickly as he wanted.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure he got cut a break by his teammate as Marquette let him go. That's going to give Trayton Lapsevich an opportunity on the high side. Here comes Lapsevich to the outside of Marquette. They're going to be side by side through 1 and 2.
Caution is out. Trouble on the front straightaway. Looks like Kyle Souza around, and Souza's going to back that thing out at the exit.
Yeah, he ends up in the on pit road. See what happened to him. I think he got
Exit
hit.
stage right for Kyle Souza.
Cole Cavery was the oh, Souza got the apron. He got a lot of inside wall here at Hickory. But Souza, well, you know what, Jeff? I think Souza was struggling with a bit of a loose race car.
Yeah, I almost kind of wonder if he was super tight because he got on the apron. It looked like he was trying to rotate the car, and then it over-rotated.
Yeah. Cole tried to lift, and then just got a little backward.
It's kind of that pushy, loose thing where you got so much wheel into it, and once it finally starts to rotate, you can't correct quick enough.
Let's take a cockpit view of Souza here, see what happens. He's fighting bees, Jeff.
Well, Bill, interesting. The 54 or the 18 actually, Cole Cavery claimed the caution, and then the 7, Kyle Souza basically said no, that was my fault. So Souza gonna take that one. John Ouellette gonna pick up a lucky dog here, so we'll be back on the lead lap in the 24th position.
Was a weird caution though. Watching Souza's in-car camera, DiVincenzo came down. I mean, he was clear of the 7 car going down in turn number 3, and that kind of made it looked like it made Souza nervous. That's what caused him to go to the apron, Jeff, as he was kind of avoiding, and then when he hit the brakes, avoiding, it got the car a little bit loose. He ends up on the apron. Made his problems went from bad to worse.
Yeah. Well, while we're under caution, Pierce Fleet Service is committed to serving all of your repair and maintenance needs of over-the-road semi-trucks and trailers, and they're located in Weldon, North Carolina. Pierce Fleet Service has over 80 years of combined mechanic experience and has an extensive parts inventory and supplier network servicing all of your major brands of trailers. Visit piercefleet.com for more information. And Bill, here we go. It is green-white checkered time. And as we like to say, it's a natural green-white checkered. This is not overtime. We are going green with just 2 laps to go. Pace car is off. Devin Landry on the loud pedal once again. Here comes Lapsevich jumping into second. Is Trevor Edwards going to try to battle back on the outside? But Landry's going to love to see this in his mirror.
Side by side for second. Lapsevich to the inside, almost making contact with Trevor Edwards through 3 and 4. Great racing for second, but Devin Landry shot out of a cannon. 1 lap to go. Onto the backstretch. Landry leading this race.
Landry out front has several car lanes on the rest of the field as he comes off turn 4. Devin Landry wins the Toxic Media Solutions 150 at the line. It was Trayton Lapsevich, and it was close at the line with Trevor Edwards in second, or third, rather.
Ryan Kuhn 4th. Devin Morgan came home 5th. Dustin Mombercat 6th. Parker Retzlaff 7th. Dylan Bates 8th. Kyle Eli 9th. Brett Suggs rounds out your top 10 and 10th.
Spencer Dickinson going to come home 11th with Kyle Meyer, Matt Rolfe, Tyler DiVincenzo, Guillaume 14, your top 15. Joe Schaefer going to come home 16th with Cole Cavery, Aaron Johnson, Jacob Harberts, and Eric Tracy rounding out your top 20, followed by Kyle Martinson, Josh Cottle, Justin Laxton, John Ouellette, Daniel Pope, your top 25, and then some of the drivers had a rough night tonight. Aaron Abendroth going to finish 26th. Kyle Souza, Parker Traves, Cam Hamilton, and Alex McCollum, your 30 starters tonight.
What a race, Jeff. A lot of green flag racing here at Hickory. That was fantastic. Did get a little bit messier later in the race, but man, 150 laps went by pretty quick at this place.
Yeah, it absolutely did. And now we're going to be joined by our race winner, Devin Landry. Landry going to join us in the broadcast booth. And Devin, we were talking about strategy right from the get-go, and it seemed like your strategy was get to the front, control this race. And it seemed like your strategy played out perfect because you were a master on the restarts tonight, and you had them covered at the end.
Yeah, I mean, my strategy was literally just get to the front and, kind of ride, but I think those guys thought I burnt my stuff up. I mean, I really wasn't pushing to the max, but I really cannot thank Trayton enough. Pull Down Motorsports, just everybody over there. We've struggled, and we finally got this figured out.
Well, Devin, talk about that strategy, man. We've seen you racing for a long time, right? And everybody kind of had an idea of how they were supposed to run this car. In the last 2 weeks, you've been shooting the 40 car to the front, and it didn't quite work out for you last week, but this week absolutely did. So What do you feel like you've learned that you're kind of taking everybody else to school?
Uh, I mean, it's really just a tire game, saving or not saving. I mean, I think last week was just because the race was so long and that track just burns up tires so bad. Basically, it was just get to the lead and hope and pray.
Well, you mentioned it earlier that you guys have found something. Pull Down Motorsports with a 1-2 finish tonight with Trayton Lapsevich. Was it something in your driving, or was it something setup wise that you guys found that has gotten you some speed here?
Well, for me personally, it was driving. I figured out this car. I struggled the first 4 weeks with this thing. And I mean, we just put in a lot of time figuring this car out, and we finally hit it.
So Trayton, talk about. I mean, we haven't. Or I call you Trayton. Sorry, Devin. I'm thinking about Trayton. You talking about Trayton. Devin, where you been, man? We haven't seen you in a while. So what has been going on in the racing world? Did you go do Road to Pro or something like that? We hadn't seen you in the Super in a while.
No, I've worked nights, so I really haven't had time. So I finally decided, hey, a new car, why not? Just start racing.
Well, it
And
is
I
good to
guess it
have you
finally
back,
paid
man.
off.
It's good to have you back. Seriously.
Thank you, man. I really appreciate it.
Well, Devin, you seem kind of mellow out right now, but I mean, this is a big deal. This is the SARA Super Series. These are hard races to win, and this is 30 of the best drivers on iRacing and open setups. I mean, you got to feel just over the moon right now to pick up this win, right?
I was coming to the line, believe me. We were all in Discord and going wild. Kind of nervous, and Robbie Keneally kind of screamed at me, told me to settle down, we're going to be fine, and got a good restart, and Drayton got in, and we took it 1-2.
Hey, you were clearing them on all the restarts. They had nothing for you. That's pretty impressive. So before we let you go, of course, Devin, we like to give everybody an opportunity. Talk to us about Pull Down Motorsports. Give a shout out to the boys. Let us know what your team's about and who you want to thank tonight.
Just everybody over there, Pull Down Motorsports, Reaper Speed Labs, Drayton, Caden, just everybody, man. I really can't thank them enough. Now we go real life racing tomorrow.
Well, where are you racing?
I'll be with Max Cookson at Oxford testing, and then race Saturday and Sunday.
Awesome.
Yep.
All right, Devin, thanks so much for taking the time to talk with us. We appreciate it, and congratulations, Sarah Super Series victory. That is a big one, and we can't wait to see you in 2 weeks when we head back to Southern National.
I can't wait for that one either. We've been fast this week, so it's gonna be a good time. Thank you guys.
Great job,
Thank
Devin.
you.
Thank you.
Well, now joining us, Trayton Lapsevich, and Trayton. We just talked to Devin. It was a 1-2 finish for Pull Down Motorsports. Does this give you kind of a shot in the arm that all of a sudden your guys' season is turning around a bit, and now you might have a little confidence going?
Yeah, I mean, the everyone did great at PDM tonight. It was my first race in the series this season. Had a lot of fun. We did some testing earlier, and I think we found a lot of speed that we had been missing in previous weeks when I wasn't able to be too involved with it here. But no, I think we got some momentum here, and we'll keep rolling with it.
To talk about the strategy tonight, Trayton. Devin went right to the front. You guys probably running, if not similar, identical setups, right? Coming from the same race team. So he went right to the front. We're kind of in the middle of the field for a while. What were you thinking as the race, unfolded?
Yeah, I mean, I messed up qualifying, honestly. I didn't have a great Q lap. I think I started 13th or somewhere around there. So my approach to the front was a lot more methodical than Devin's was. But no, I was just, once we got that long green flag run there, I was kind of settled in trying to save some tires. I knew that there was a lot of guys that were about 5 or 6 seconds back waiting for those late race yellows. So I was kind of trying to save a little, but not burn up the right front or the right rear at the same time, just trying to keep the wear even as I could. And it ended up working out in the end.
Well, you got that green white checkered there at the end, and you charged into the second spot. You just couldn't quite clear Trevor Edwards. Was it just a matter of not being able to get clear that you couldn't battle with Devin, or was he just a little bit better than you at the end?
Devin was getting those jumps on the restarts and getting so far ahead there that there was really nothing that I could do about it. I think if we got a little bit of a run to the end there, I might have had something for him. I think I might have saved a little more than him throughout the middle of the race, but even then, he was so good here tonight that I don't know if I could have done much.
Trayton, talk about some of those late race restarts that we had. Is it a situation where you start to get yellow after yellow that you start thinking about where you're running in the race field so that you don't have to get caught on the outside, or are you just going as hard as you possibly can late in the race?
No, it's always on the back of your mind. Especially we saw how good the bottom was, and I mean, I got hung out on the outside a few times. I think I was in fourth or sixth for so many restarts, which was brutal. But it's kind of just how it fell. It was nice to have some teammates up there at the front for a little bit of it. That helped, and then when I was kind of on my own on the outside, it was a little tough. But it seemed like if you could kind of get their momentum down a little out of two specifically, you might have been able to clear them into three. So that's kind of just the route I tried to take.
Well, Trayton, before we let you get out of here, is there anybody you want to thank? Anybody you want to shout out that might be watching the stream tonight?
Yeah, I mean, just a big shout out to everyone at ReaperSpeedLab.com and all the guys at Pull Down Motorsports for all their hard work, and hopefully we can keep it rolling.
All right. Thanks so much for taking the time to talk with us, and we'll hopefully see you in 2 weeks as we head to Southern National, the next race on this schedule.
Thanks, guys.
And now joining us, our third place finisher, Trevor Edwards. And Trevor, I don't know if you feel like maybe you would have done something differently tonight. Devin got to the lead early. He got to control the races. The caution started to fall at the end. Seemed like the having control of the restart ended up being the advantage. And do you think you would have changed up your strategy had you known that the yellows were going to be coming late in this race?
Probably not. I don't know. I kind of wanted to ride fifth. That was my game plan, whether I started fifth or if I started 20th, because I'm notoriously bad for qualifying. And we got there, kind of rode, had some teammates in front of us. It was awesome. Kind of controlled the race there. Had Devin. We kind of hoped that the guys up front would fight Devin a little bit more when they got to him, but they kind of just let him go. And I kind of knew that was going to be a mistake later on. And then his buddies got to the front too, so it made it a little bit tougher. But I think we had the best car, honestly. Just no green flag laps at the end.
So Trevor, it's always fun. We're really getting familiar with you, Trevor, lately. We've been talking a lot, right? So you actually do think you had the best car? Was it also a combination of having to start on the high sides on some of those late restarts as well, or did you really need a long run?
If I would have started behind him, I probably would have had a shot at him as well. But when I was starting behind him, we had a teammate start second. So like the main thing is kind of take care of your guys because they're gonna take care of you. And I don't know. If I was starting up top, is really tough here because the leader can like just turn left and go across the apron kind of area and get a huge like advantage. Like there's one couple times I timed the restart pretty decent, but just the how much shorter of a distance he had to go than me was huge. I'd be almost a car length back by the time we got to one, and then I'd make it up going through one, and then we just get a caution. So
So wait,
you know,
so wait, you're saying you thought you had the best car,
hmm
and you thought you could have gotten a shot at him and beat him for the race win, but because you had a teammate that you had to take care of, you decided to give away the race win to help the teammate out?
earlier in the race, yeah, earlier when there's about 30,
Okay.
40 to go, you're not racing for a win at that point.
I don't know.
So
Maybe you were. I mean, if you thought you had the best car, I mean, that might say a lot about
yeah.
Trevor Edwards, right?
Hey man, you gotta be a man of the people. But
I like that.
these guys they took care of me all night, so I gotta take care of them.
Gotcha.
It's not a cutthroat deal. So I appreciate everything they did for me. They let me in a couple of times tonight. Let me go when they didn't have to. There's one time Jinx let me go at a really bad spot where he knew he was gonna lose a couple spots probably, but he knew that at one point I have a data monitor. I was about a tenth faster than Landry, and I knew I could run him down if he would just let me go. About the time I got into the rhythm after I passed Jinx, we had a caution, and then you're starting second, and it's just I don't know. It was tough.
Well, Trevor, you came in the points leader. You're going to leave the points leader tonight. Is there a little bit of you that thinks about that during the race that, risk versus reward? I'm the points leader. Let's just have a solid points day today.
I was really thinking about it with like, that green white checker because we were going to be running super hard, super tight. I didn't know how hard I wanted to pinch. Third is good, second would have been better, but just trying to get there. Plus, I'm not going to make. I'll be at the beach for the next SARA race, so that kind of sucks. But hopefully I have a decent enough point advantage to keep running like this all season, and I can use that as my drop week and not have to worry about it.
Yeah, that would be tough to give up the points lead that way, right?
Yeah,
But
dude, I haven't led the points in so long. Like, if someone would have told me I was leading points in week 3, like, I would have said, "What are you smoking, man?" But because I just wasn't good in the super. Like, I was decent, but I was never this good. Never contending for wins, running top 5 every week. I was decent, maybe a top 10 driver at best. But this car just seems to kind of suit me personally. I don't know why. We all ran a little bit different setup tonight, and I hope the guys kind of run what I do for the rest of the season.
I don't know about you, Bill, but if I was leading the points in this series, I think I'd be canceling my beach plans in
man,
2 weeks.
I'm sitting here with my
Dude,
mouth wide open, thinking
I
this is
have
the points leader saying I'm not gonna be here next week.
Believe me, I have looked for a rig around Fort Walton Beach. If anybody is watching this and has a rig at Fort Walton Beach, I'll come over and I'll show you my setup before I leave. Just let me run on your rig.
All right, guys, you heard it. If you need setups, Trevor Edwards, he needs a sim rig. So let's see what we can do for him to get him a ride for
That's
in 2
amazing.
weeks at Southern National.
That's amazing. But Trevor, hey, before we let you go, man, go ahead and give everybody a shout out. I know it's a Justin Brooks design race car, but yeah, give everybody a shout out, man. They're big guys back at the Race CPI shop.
Yeah, I gotta thank everybody at Race CPI. Hot rods testing all week. A lot of feedback, a lot of help on this one. Look out for Cuddle Capture's screenshot later on. We'll put it on Facebook, I'm sure, on the shop. You gotta thank everybody at the shop. Barbecue, Spike, Aaron, McCollum, Jinx. Those guys, they really took care of me tonight, and I appreciate that. They know that I'm up there in points, and they do want to take care of me. And hopefully we extend our team championship lead too, or at least we should be continuing the lead, of course. But that's another big thing for us. We want to keep winning the team championship. That was the goal of the season, was win the individual, of course, but also win the team championship.
All right, Trevor. Well, congratulations. A fantastic run tonight. Top 3. You're going to leave the points leader, and hopefully you find a way. In 2 weeks, we'll be back at Southern National, and we hope you find a way to be there.
Yeah, I hope I do too. But if I don't, I'll be watching. I'll be on Facebook. I'll be commenting on it.
All right, Trevor. Great job tonight.
Thanks, guys. Thank you for broadcasting, this and ITZR and just everything y'all do for the short track community. We really appreciate it.
Thank you. Well, Bill, that's gonna be a wrap for the week for us. I mean, 3 nights of racing. It was action packed. We had pretty exciting nights, all 3 nights. A lot of stuff going on, and again, some new winners. I mean, Devin Landry comes out of nowhere, wins SARA Super Series race. We had Cole Cabry win on Monday night. Nobody was expecting Cole. I mean, he really just found something, and it's the great thing about this car is all of a sudden we're getting these guys coming forward that are making a name for themselves and being like, hey, I'm gonna be a contender in these races now.
Right, and you heard Trevor Edwards say it. It's a different short track world right now because we've been running the same car for so long. It was the only really car we had, right? And now we've got this car, and Trevor Edwards, who was good in the Super, but now he's really good in this car. So it's a different world, man. You've got a whole bunch of guys that are taking shots, and Devin Landry having a great night tonight. And man, how much fun is it to talk to these guys after the races? I mean, that's probably the highlight of the night. So we get to talk to these guys, listen to the personalities, and find out how they're thinking of the race and all that stuff. It's really fun. It kind of gives you a really cool insight on how the short track world works out here on iRacing.
Yeah, it is interesting to talk to them, especially we're trying to pry as much information out of them. Open setup stuff, it's so secretive, and we're trying to pull as much as we can to kind of understand what who's working on what is it that you found, and we can't ask them to give everything away.
Tell me what your rear shocks were.
yeah, exactly. But as you said, Trevor Edwards, somebody can have his setup if they would just let him drive on their sim
Fort
rig.
Walton Beach, right? Yeah, the points leader needs some help, kids. Anybody out there, let him know. I don't think he has any malicious intent, so he just wants to stay in the points lead.
Well, thank you to everybody that hung out with us all night long on Facebook. Of course, Toxic Media Solutions, Pierce Fleet Service, Matt Rolfe, and the whole SARA team for letting us do this. They are going to take an off week next week. So we will be back in action with the SARA Super Series on May 4th. And that's the Hides Pride 150 from Southern National. And Bill, that is the definition of bull ring. It is tight little racetrack with huge banking, and it is a bull ring. It is a bull.
Oh yeah, it is a and the sucker hole is strong at Southern National.
Yes.
Really
no
tough.
outside lane at Southern
Not
National.
At all. So it's going to be a fight for the bottom, and they're going to be battling hard. That'll be a fun, and it's going to be a crazy race. If you thought Hickory was rough and tumble, Southern National, while smoother, has 0 outside lane. So that'll be a fun race to watch in 2 weeks.
And then we are not racing next week because we still have Monday and Tuesday night in the zone racing late model shootout series, and the County Road Custom Late Model Challenger will be in action Monday night, April 24th. The LFOD Motorsports 110 from Irwindale Speedway, Monday and Tuesday night. You're not going to want to miss the action
with guest commentators, Jeff.
Yeah, guest commentators, because you are going on vacation.
That's right.
So,
I'll be on vacation as well. I scheduled that around the SARA Super Series.
Yeah, if anybody's got a broadcast booth on the boat that you'll be on,
that's right. Yeah,
let us know. But Bill Tover not going to be with us, but we will have some guest commentators along with myself. We'll be there, so don't miss it. Monday and Tuesday night in the Zone Racing Late Model Shootout Series, County Road Custom Late Model Challenger, and then again May 4th, the SARA Super Series will return after a week off. Thank you so much to everybody hanging out with us. Good night, and we'll see you next week.